Manitoba is a province of transformation, of revolution, of diversity and resilience. It's where the ocean of prairies crashes into the crest of the Canadian Shield, and where some of the continent's earliest residents made their homes. From the Red River Rebellion and the founding of the province itself, through the Winnipeg General Strike of 1919, Manitobans have never shied away from conflict and meeting adversity head-on. So it's no surprise that to become the Manitoba Provincial Champion, you'll need some gumption. Berriere Park, south of Winnipeg, is named for the barriers placed and patrolled by Louis Riel and his militia, letting the government know that Manitoba was indeed its own province and would never be rolled over. And the quarry at Stony Mountain is one of the most unique and inspiring venues in all of Canada, with exposed cliffs and treacherous forests, a prehistoric battleground where the Provincial Champion will be crowned. Our fourth stop on the Canadian Disc Golf Tour brings us to a place where the echoes of the past still ring out all around us. Disc Golf Manitoba Provincials. Stand up and make a name for yourself. Greetings and salutations, disc golf fans. We're back once again. It's the fourth stop on the Canadian Disc Golf Tour, the fourth annual Disc Golf Manitoba Provincials, powered by Prodigy and Disc Republic. My name is Matt Lysak. Joining me once again in the booth, you know him, you love him, Dr. Jeremy Gauthier. What's going on, Jeremy?
Hey, Matty, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, I can't wait to do this. You ever been to Manitoba?
Once. Yeah, I went to Winnipeg.
Nice.
I actually had a really good time when I was there.
Did you disc golf there?
I never did. No, that was probably about 15 or so years ago. So,
well, have I got a treat for you? You get to live vicariously through some of the best disc golfers in Manitoba. Let's find out who they are. Last year's returning champion, Bryce Croucher. He is a forehand specialist and he is a Circle 2 assassin. If you haven't seen Bryce play, fireworks. Guaranteed fireworks. The guy is slick from Circle 2. The previous year's winner, Marshall Taves, tied for third last year. He's a big, hard-throwing, also putting machine, and super nice guy. Stayed with him when we were out there.
Oh, cool.
Marshall's just the man.
Nice. Who's this guy?
Brian Fries.
This guy.
One of the best disc golfers in the country. He is... and one of the funniest. You're going to see him carve up some backhand lines like nobody's business. Sponsored by Disc Republic. And Brad Gerbrandt rounds out the card. Brad is a Prodigy sponsored player. He is also a forehand dominant player. And he's got some tricks up his sleeve as he gives you that sly little look there.
And I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Just watch.
All right, so we are at Berriere Park for the first two rounds here. Lab Park is a well-known and well-played course in the Winnipeg area. It's just south of Winnipeg. And they've got some tricks lined up for us in this tournament layout. Notably on this hole, anything left of this road that you see here is OB. And it goes to a drop zone in the clump of trees just on your right.
Oh, that's
of
cool.
The screen now.
Yeah, that's neat.
So they're going to be trying to either feather some backhand drives into the clump of trees and find an alley all the way through, or maybe test a forehand over the OB, skipping just inbounds and hoping to still have a forehand approach coming into the basket. So challenging par 4 at 521 feet.
How far are the trees up there, Matt?
It's a solid 250 to 300, I think. So if you put a drive out there, you're going to land in amongst the trees, unless you do what Bryce does here, which is just stick to the outside. He might end up having to go through the trees on that shot.
Yeah. Wow, this hole is just sneaky. Well, I wouldn't even want to call it sneaky distance, but the flyover does not give it credit. This is a long hole.
No, it's a crush. You're not getting there. Nobody in this tournament's going to be getting there. Marshall's going with his overstable RPM mid. I believe the Katuku.
Like the super overstable one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are crazy overstable.
Yeah. Neglected to mention in the intro, but Marshall is sponsored by RPM Discs. And he's also sponsored by Don B's, the disc golf barber out in Quebec.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Brian Fries, he has crazy power, both forehand and backhand.
Yes.
And he's going to use all of those skills on the course here this weekend for sure.
Going for the sneaky through the forest play, it looked like.
Not sure I would say he was going for it.
And this looks nice and safe, gives him a nice look. Ooh, might be trying to fight through that little tree gap to get to the green.
Yeah, he is not going to have a chance to go around the outside.
Okay, cool. It's neat because I haven't. This is one of the first tournaments where I've actually seen a course, or we've on the Canadian Disc Golf Tour where I haven't actually played the course.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this. Hopefully this will line up nicely.
Tricky shot here from Marshall.
Yeah, nice.
Threads the needle.
Yep.
Is it going to sit down? And it sits down right next to the bucket.
That's awesome.
All four of these guys are very capable forehand and backhand. I don't know if that's a Winnipeg thing. You know how sometimes a city or a province, just based on the type of courses it has, or maybe the type of, early pros that mentor the newer generation of players, there's always, sometimes there's a style of player that comes out of those places.
Yeah.
Everybody that I watched play at Manitoba Provincials here is very capable on both sides of the disc.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just kind of like in Lethbridge, you've got guys that can putt really hard and throw really hard.
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask you about the Manitoba crowd because I've seen Brian, like playing with Brian a few times. And yeah, absolute crusher and just really good skill set. And for courses like this, I can definitely see how a forehand and a backhand would be helpful for this.
Yeah.
Especially for these long, open, you can get pretty far if you can crush, which is, in hindsight, that's a pretty generic thing to say.
You can get far if you crush the disc, Jeremy.
Did you know that if you putt towards the basket, it will go in?
This is the invaluable commentary that we have. Did I mention he's a doctor?
Please stick around. I swear I've got a few more insightful things to say.
Yeah.
Looks like they're all cleaning up for birdie.
Star frame on the first.
Bring it up, boys.
This is not an easy course, and that was not an easy hole. A lot of these guys are going to be happy coming out of here under par on this course. So to start off with a star frame on camera, I think it might be the first time on camera for all of them.
Okay.
Maybe.
I like how effortless. Again, I'm just going to talk about Brian just briefly because I've played with him. Super smooth thrower. Very smooth.
thrower.
Yeah.
And
this looks cool.
Okay, so hole 2, 300 feet. We're going into the tunnel of doom here. It narrows and narrows and narrows, and then if you can make it all the way into this gap, about 280 feet in, there's a split tree right in the middle.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah. It's a beautiful hole. We're going into the more forested part of this park now, and there's some pretty killer holes on this course, so this is definitely one of them.
I know common talk around, around golf course planning, for pro tournaments or just anything is, do you use smaller baskets? Do you put more obstacles in the way? This looks like a pretty cool hole because placement is absolutely key for this one.
Yeah, a perfect shot sort of slides right by that tree that's right in the middle of the fairway. If you're, 15 feet up in the air when you're getting to that tree, you're probably going to kick somewhere away from the basket. Yeah. But if you can kind of get anywhere into that gap and leave yourself with a 15 or 20 footer, you're doing really well on this one. And this is, I would say, not the typical play.
Okay, Brian.
But Brian has a cannon of an arm. I mentioned forehand and backhand. I neglected to mention overhand. Very capable with that skill as well.
Oh, man. Marshall looked like he was trying to just have something nice glide up the flat, maybe turn over a little bit into the gap, and looked like it was almost there just a couple of guys ago.
Yeah.
Brad looking to
yank it a little bit to the right.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Probably not the play.
Definitely not the play. This is one of the thicker forested parts of this course.
Oh, man.
And he is just hoping to get out of this. We're going to see a forehand roller drop down, and you can just see it traipse across.
Did it sneak? Oh, it went over to the other side.
To the edge of the other side.
At least it's yellow. At least you can find it.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
And then he gets stung by the guardian tree, so he is going to have a challenging putt there for his bogey. Let's see how many branches Marshall has to contend with here.
Oh, this looks nasty in there. Nice up. Got a bit of a putt on the way back, but still nice.
Yeah, I think that's within his range. We see Bryce hiding.
This hole kind of feels like you could have a campfire back here. You know, you play around a disc golf, and as the sun's setting, you kind of, roast the marshmallows.
Yeah, you play a couple holes, you realize you're tired.
Yeah.
And light a fire.
Have some hot chocolate.
Yeah, why
Just
not?
talk about the day, feelings.
A Glade. Is this a Glade? Do you know what a Glade is?
Isn't that an air freshener? Oh, is that Glad air fresheners?
It might be Glade.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What is a Glade, Matt?
I feel like this is a Glade, but
Okay.
let us know in the comments if you know what a Glade is.
Oh, Brian. Bum cage.
Yeah.
Nice putt.
Bryce's putt is very direct to the basket, kind of no nonsense. He was a collegiate basketball player before getting into disc golf.
Oh, no way.
So I feel like he sort of takes the free throw approach to his putting, which is just get a repeatable, direct motion. It looks like he practices a lot just based on how many of them end up going in.
Waiting by the basket to slam it down if it jumps off the rim.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah, he's
basketball
good with
player
the putback
move.
putts for sure. He had to get those trained out of his system when he started disc golf.
Yeah.
And alley-oops, he would sometimes jump up and try and slam somebody else's putt into the basket.
Crossover, man. Like sometimes just crossing over different sports.
Yeah.
You hear about ultimate players transitioning to disc golf. It's way tougher for other players.
Yeah. It's not fair.
Yeah. Can you imagine like volleyball players? It'd be a tough
can't.
one, I think.
Look,
Anyway,
there's
sorry.
another cool tree hole here. So hole 3 is a par 3, 285 feet. I'm not sure if that's as the crow flies or as the disc spins, but it is straight down a very challenging tunnel. It's a lot tighter than it looks on this drone shot. And then you have a 45-degree jaunt to the left here down a hill. So a lot of players are going to be going for a low, hard skip shot. You might see some rollers on this hole, and then you're on this picturesque green next to this river.
I like the risk reward. Like you want to go for the inside line, definitely reward.
Yeah.
And it looks like, oh no, never mind. The outside line doesn't even look safe at all. Unless the
Yeah.
camera is not giving it due justice.
It's not
Never mind.
ideal to go long outside of the tunnel.
Okay.
Either a layup to the end of this straight bit or, like I said, trying to skip around are kind of the only plays here.
Yeah, I think I kind of blanked out the starting the tee part of the tee shot.
I get
think-
nervous in tree tunnels as well, Jeremy. It's okay.
Yeah, just
All right, so we're not having tremendous success here. Again, this is a very, very tight tunnel. Cameras really never do things justice. If you're sitting at home like me when I watch disc golf and thinking, that's easy, you just got to throw it straight up this thing. Head on out to Winnipeg.
yeah.
Oh, and Brad does it. Look at this. Oh, just catches the end.
Almost.
Best of the bunch, though, and he's going to have a pretty good opportunity to get up and down from there.
That is a tight corner to turn.
Hit it so many times in a row.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, never mind. I was definitely not paying attention when that drone flyer was going.
Yep.
Yeah, that's nice and challenging.
Yep, this hole is nasty.
Looks like a roller.
Brian is just left with a roller, and it just stays straight. And it goes into that clump of trees that you're ideally trying to get near
Yeah,
on your drive.
the roller.
Yeah. It does shape well for the forehand roller, like aside from it being just kind of a nice way to escape.
Oh, look at this. Gonna go?
Oh, my
what
goodness.
a play! Oh, that's awesome.
Let's go, Bryce. That was one of the best forehand rollers we've seen on Park Pro for sure.
And that's coming from a forehand roller specialist.
I do love me some forehand rollers, Jeremy.
Yeah. What kind of disc do you think he was rolling there?
It looked like a higher speed disc,
Yeah.
like a drive, like a 7 to 9 speed driver.
Yeah.
I'm not totally sure. He's Prodigy sponsored, so you Prodigy fans, if you can recognize the wing angle on that disc from that video, let us know what you think that disc was.
Please do. I'm very curious about that.
And Marshall has a ton of power on his putt. So that play makes a lot of sense for him. He can get straight around the corner, doesn't have to worry about the ground playing the roller. And he's going to be left with a 28, 30 footer. Brian is still in the foliage.
That's right where he wants to be. Oh yeah, I forgot he throws really fast.
Yes.
And so good. As a disc golfer myself, I like to say I throw pretty fast, and playing with Brian is a whole new level.
He's probably the fastest player that we filmed to this point in the season.
Yeah. You blink and you miss him.
Yeah. Long putt here for Marshall.
Oh,
Beautiful, right in the heart.
yeah. Great putt. How's the weather out there during the championships?
You know, it threatened to rain.
That's putt.
This was a 2 rounds on Saturday, 1 round on Sunday tournament. So this is the morning of Saturday, and it threatened to rain pretty much the first half of the day. So it looks a little bit overcast here. That's because it is. We did get spit on a little bit throughout the day in parts, but miraculously it held off. We didn't get wet.
Oh, nice.
It was pretty great.
Wow, a couple pars, a couple bogeys.
Yeah. Temperature was perfect.
What is it? Was it 235 feet? Is that what it said?
Oh, we got a better look at the disc.
Man.
I think he likes it.
Great.
285 feet.
285. Okay. Yeah, he's like, yeah, we're all good.
All right, let's check in. Devin Coop off to the hot start, -2 through 4. Anything under par, like I said, is good out at this course.
Yeah.
He's tied with Jonathan Vandenberg. My apologies, Jonathan. Bryce cashed in on one of them, so he's 1 down through 3. Brian Marshall at even, tied with Austin Boga, very talented youngster. Robert Logan and Sam Meggs also rounding it out at even par, and then Brad Gerbrandt still chasing, +1.
Nice.
Hole 4, uphill. You got a couple of different options in terms of your line here. You can go backhand to the right of these trees here. You can see a lot of forehands up the way the drone is flying here. And then you got to kind of put on the brakes once you get up the hill. Maybe skip up from either side. It is a little bit more open on this forehand side. So.
Yeah, okay. Backhand line looks kind of fun as well. But then again, have I been watching the drone? Yeah, no, I think this could be a challenge.
It's a little trickier.
Bryce looks like he is lining up that forehand going through the gap.
He is so capable with the forehand. He
Again,
shaves it a little inside on this one, though.
Casual, like it looks casual. Same thing. Brad also going that line. Oh man, those trees, they look like they almost look like they jump out at you. They don't want you getting through.
Yeah, some of the branches out here are disc swallowers for sure.
This looks nice.
Yeah. That's kind of the play,
little
powering
flare
up on an overstable mid-range.
What are you, Michael Joe?
Oh, and long too. Oh, Brian. Showing his dancing skills.
I'm not sure what he was doing.
I have no idea.
And I'm not sure he's going to stick with that as a pre-shot routine.
Billie Jean is not my lover. I don't know. Hey, nothing.
I'm not sure we're allowed to put that on the YouTube, Jeremy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a very good point. Yeah.
I might mute that.
Yeah, sounds good.
We'll see.
Yeah, very good point.
Nice up by Brad. Easy par. Brian is still fairly far away from this thing, but he runs just about anything.
Get it. Oh, boy.
You kidding me?
Nice try. Yeah. Just another one.
Yeah.
Just another one.
Just doing business out there.
Yeah. No contest. Top band. Cleaning up for the par afterwards. Slam.
So Marshall gets one on the card. Great drive, great putt. As we check out Bryce's form. All the body English on this one. And then just a little bit more. He knows his shot's in limbo, so he also goes in limbo. And it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. You know.
Hole 5. There is a mandatory on the left-hand side of your screen. There's a mandatory on the right-hand side of your screen. You have to throw in between those two mandatories.
Yeah.
And then you have to push it out because it's 367 feet. So you want to push it out past this clump of trees on the left as a right-hand backhand player or left-hand forehand and have it swing in, but not too hard because you still want to be within the circle to collect your birdie putt. So you can challenge some of these trees that you see on the right-hand side if you want to get up right close to the basket, or you can scoot just to the left of them, have a bit longer putt. But first things first, you got to make the double mando.
Nice big bomb out to the right. Hopefully it skips back in. Is that the common play around here?
That is generally the idea, yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So Marshall's got power for days. Looks like he's put it on a pretty good line, but
Yeah, it looks
is
like
going to swing in enough?
You've really got to challenge that tree on the right. Oh, yeah.
Yep, that was a shape.
On the end, yeah. Any rollers through this gap? You see any of those while you were playing? Or while you were watching?
No spoilers.
Okay. Oh,
That's not the Mando tree. He's inside the Mandos, but, you know, barely.
it's okay. He's made it.
Brad's not the biggest thrower on the card. Bit more of an accuracy guy. Gets that one up in the air just a little bit too much. Clear the Mando.
Yeah.
Work to be done.
I quite like these holes where you have a double mando a little bit up the fairway.
Oh, that looked like an ace run to me.
It really did, yeah.
Bit of a eyes deceiving kind of thing.
Okay. Kind of near circle, maybe on circle's
just
edge.
outside of the circle. That was exactly the line that you'd want to see on this shot, though.
Probably hoping it would flip up just a little bit to get a little bit more distance.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, like this big skip. Oh, didn't settle down. What does he have left? Oh boy. Oh, what?
He's still, yeah, there's two baskets pretty close to each other here. He's still got some work.
Toying with my emotions here, Matt.
Another forehand roller. This one took a bit of a detour on Brad, so he's got some work left to do here. But he's got nice touch, so don't rule out the occasional throw-in from Brad Gerbrandt.
Marshall looking like he does not want any of it. Playing this nice safe route. Honestly, it looks like a bit of a roll-away situation right behind the basket. That hill looks very, unexpected.
Yes. Oh. Lots of chains. Maybe one too few chains for Brian. That one doesn't catch. Unexpected miss from Bryce. He's usually pretty deadly from that range.
Yeah.
And these guys all know each other really well. I mean, the top players in the Winnipeg area have played together a ton. They're all friends. A lot of good camaraderie out on this card. It was really fun to be out there.
Oh, that's great.
Beautiful shot of this. Okay shot from Brad.
I like this park. It's quite nice.
One of the best park courses that we went to all summer.
Yeah. Again, just I like the idea of you have some space to let your drive do what it needs to do, and then you've got to hit a gap somewhere. Yeah. I really enjoy those types of shots.
And this one, it has that in spades. It's 410 feet. It finishes downhill, so you're throwing from a field in through these trees.
Oh,
more mandos, and as a right-hand player, you can try a forehand. You're probably not going to get all the way to the basket. A long turning backhand, sort of flipped over. If you can pull off this shot and get it parked, it's one of the most satisfying things in disc golf. Let's see if any of these four guys can do it.
I actually thought the basket was on the left-hand side because we passed through one of the baskets on the drone flyover.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you got a gap, and then you've got to go. Then it just
down that alley,
then it
down the hill.
skinnies up at the end.
Really nice hole. This kind of shot is Brian's bread and butter.
Looking to flip something up. Missed that. How many people came out to the Manitoba Provincials? Good turnout?
80 or 90, I forget.
Okay.
It was full.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. That had the shape.
Wow.
And that is really close to the Mando plane there. I'm not sure Bryce even knows where that disc went in regards. They said, yeah, Brad says they're going to check. That was pretty fortunate to at least scoot through on the right side of the Mando. Mm-hmm. See if it stayed there.
Brad going forehand on this.
Yeah. Brad feels, oh, look at this angle.
Oh, get
that
out of it
stays up
now.
in the air. That is beautiful. Oh.
Last minute tree, but that's
Yeah.
okay. It looks like he's down there quite a bit.
Yeah, that is the
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Brad Gerbrando in a nutshell, that shot.
That's good. Oh, checking to see if it crossed the plane.
Sorry,
Yeah.
the old rule. Like, you made it clearly, so that's kind of a dumb rule. Yeah, you hit there. It's all good.
And it is ruled that he came back across the Mando plane. And the heartbreak of the 2023 Mando plane rule. That's what you wouldn't have seen that last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but Bryce has missed the mandatory backwards.
Yeah.
Heartbreak. And Brian's looking up in the sky because there's no trees in the sky. And he spikes it in right next to our camera operator.
Little edge circle putt.
Yeah. Thanks again, Vicky. Vicky Young, camera operator extraordinaire.
Excellent.
Also, if you need some VFX work, she is in the industry.
Looking to ring it up for 80 feet or so.
Yeah.
Oh, that looked like it was coming out of it too.
Yeah, out of his hand. His eyes lit up a little bit on that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Great approach.
Yep, nice up.
Stress-free par for Brad.
Sometimes you got to do it. It's a good play.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting strokes on this is, I'm assuming this is one of the harder holes on the course. Oof.
Cage.
And there's a bogey. So Brad is definitely picking up strokes on players in the field.
Yeah. There you go, Bryce.
Yeah.
Ended it up.
That's what Bryce does.
Yeah.
Big putts from range.
Shaking it off. Next hole.
Yep.
Give it a second look.
He putts with a lot of power, so
He does.
you're going to get the occasional spit out if you're slamming the disc in that hard.
Yeah. A little bit of a flutter, which was nice. Probably took away a bit of the chain or a bit of the action away from the pole.
Yeah. Easy breezy.
I really want to go play this course now.
It's great. If you're anywhere near Winnipeg, you got to check out Lab Park.
Look out, Winnipeg. Maybe in my future.
And you can just tell the moment the disc hits the tree.
You knew we wanted it.
And he says, you know what? I'm going to take a souvenir. So we got Jonathan Vandenberg still holding out the top spot. He's got one on Devin Coop now. They're through 10 and 7 holes respectively. And then we've got Brian and Marshall on our lead card at even par, tied with Austin Boga, who's a couple of cards ahead of them. Sam Meggs holding it down through 10. Bryce is one stroke over par. And then we got Eric Wiebe, one of the Erics of Winnipeg, chasing. Lots of players in contention here.
Played with Eric before.
Yeah.
Great player.
Hole 7, the bridge hole.
Oh, cool.
You cross all the way over this bridge, and then you get to throw back over the river.
What?
Yeah,
What?
it's pretty cool.
Okay.
This is one of, I don't know what the signature holes are at Lab, but this is one of my personal favorites. You're right next to the bridge. You can throw over the bridge. You can throw straight at it.
Yeah.
There's a couple of different ways to go about it. You just don't want to hit the bridge.
Good strategy.
Yeah. Brian jumps his way into the frame here. There's people fishing out there, playing with their dogs. It's just such a beautiful park.
Good. Beat that last tree. Oh, no, a little long.
Just inside the circle, it looks like. 262, it plays a little bit downhill. That's the play I like. It's just sort of a flat, straight mid.
Bigger spike.
Brad's showing us, the big spike
Brad.
geyser angle. It's not going to swing back for him.
Is that going to stay? Okay, that made it over.
Yeah. He's in bounds, but he's a ways away.
Oh, yeah. Trees are definitely far away from the from the river. Probably a little higher than he wanted. Oh, yeah. Almost. He's got a putt from there. But not happy with his shot. And then Bryce looking to... Oh, he's going... That's the line, question mark?
Question mark? Question mark, exclamation point?
Yeah.
Ellipses?
Semicircle?
Yeah.
Well, either way, he's just outside the circle. It worked for him.
Let's say he was showing off for the camera.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Marshall looking like he definitely got a look.
Tons of pace on it.
Yeah.
Marshall's going to run it from everywhere too. He makes a lot of long putts, and he does it because he runs most of them.
Bryce also looking like he wants this one too.
Yeah.
Wind's looking like it's picking up just a little bit, enough to mess with your putt. Oh,
and he thought that was in.
yeah. I thought that was in too.
Yep, the wind is going to pick up through the weekend as well. So these guys are going to take the opportunities they have in the trees.
Nice comebacker from Marshall.
Yeah. Because there's going to be some windy holes at this course and at our final round out of Stony Mountain.
I've heard tales of this Stony Mountain. Looking forward to seeing that one too.
It's
nice birdie from
white
Brian.
noise. Yeah.
Nice, a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah, I think he was maybe 25 feet. He putts so fast that it gets there in a hurry. And Brian's going to pick up one on the card here. He's going to be the only one under par.
Such a cool frame. How long does it take you guys to find these shots?
Andre Lauder is a photographer extraordinaire.
Yeah.
I think he finds them before we even get out there in his dreams.
Sure.
Yeah.
I know people like that.
Hole 8, through 8, slightly uphill. A couple of different ways to get at this basket too. There's a backhand line that we're flying right now. There's also a forehand line to the left. A lot of these holes sort of have that John Houck design with the double fairways and you taking your preferred shot and choosing which fairway you want to take. This is definitely one of them. So we might see both backhands and forehands on this one.
I like how they kept the grass. I don't know if it was by preference, but I like how they kept the grass long. So just to catch you in case you try to throw sort of a low hard shot, just prevent you from going forward a bit more.
Yes, I imagine the disc golf community out here has given a lot of feedback to whoever manages to say,
this looks.
at this shot from Brad.
Why did I say it?
Yeah.
Why did I say it? I'm so sorry, Brad.
The shot was great.
Oh, that looks so good.
The branch was a fault there for sure. And a beautiful shot by Brian.
Yeah.
Flip over backhand. I think that's his fuse.
Okay.
He was throwing a fuse all weekend.
That
And this has got to get up. Doesn't get up in the air for him.
Oh yeah.
Had the right line on it.
Yeah.
Just didn't quite have the height.
Definitely's got a putt. Bryce looking like is
A little bit too much stability on that one, or just didn't give it the respect.
Do you see a lot of disc marks on those trees? There's been some courses that I'll go to where it's a disc golf course because there's no branches, no leaves because people have been spanking. This looks like you don't see a lot of those on this course. Oh yeah, because you said it was a relatively fresh course.
No, this course I think has been around for a while. There are definitely disc marks, and it's a well-used, well-played course for sure.
Good
I
try
think
by
they
Brad.
are also just hardy elm trees.
Plus, maybe the Manitoba golfers are. Oh boy, Marshall almost. Manitoba golfers maybe just don't hit trees.
No,
Maybe that's something they
good.
should also be known for.
Yeah. Another birdie for Brian. Gets himself to 2 down here.
I wish we took a slow motion of that because it almost looked like the disc flipped over.
Yeah. Uncharacteristic. High left. And he is feeling that one.
Yeah.
Marshall knows he can putt better than that. And he can't be as one of the winners of this tournament. I'm sure he has an idea of what kind of score is going to get it done out here on this course that he's played a lot of times. So each time that you're getting a bogey where you're expecting to get a birdie or par, Sometimes it feels worse if it's a course that you've played a bunch of times.
Yes. Or during a practice round. I always find when I play really well in practice rounds, it's almost scary to think about what the tournament is because you kind of feel like you've hit your peak and you just wonder what else is in store. Whereas if you have a really bad practice round, you kind of think, well, it can only hopefully get better from here.
Yeah.
Hole 9 looks cool too.
Hole 9 is challenging. 285 feet. I'm not sure about that. It definitely plays longer than that because it is significantly uphill. And it's going through a tight window here. There isn't really a preferred gap aside from what the drone is flying through here, and it was pretty tight. It then opens up once you get to the other side here, but then there is a basket on a side hill. So
oh, wow.
even if you hit your line, you're sort of at the whim of your disc skipping sometimes. A lot of guys are just going to play it up to the top of the hill, settle for a long putt, or even just settle for par. Challenging hole.
Rollaways galore?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Question mark?
Exclamation mark?
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out. Either way, the slope looks enough to make your disc roll away at least a good 40 feet.
Yeah. That was really nice by Brian there. He kind of got up through the main gap and then turned it over to the right around one of the guardian trees. And that's not how you get it done.
Any mandos on this hole?
No mandos on this hole. It's just mandatory to finish the hole.
Are you also eyeing up the big left-hand gap?
Like a overhand gap?
Yeah.
The big sky ante gap?
Yeah. I personally would never do it, but I was curious if there was anyone that attempted it.
No, I'm not sure it's crossed anybody's mind.
Bryce crushes it.
Yeah. That's why they call him the Croucher.
Wow. Great
Or no,
shot.
sorry, that's his name.
The Croucher.
I assume somebody at some point has called him Bryce Crusher, but
Sure.
I'm gonna stay away from such speculation.
I'd say roll with it. That's a good name. Beautiful.
Yeah. Decision time on the putt, though.
Yeah. Especially the little bit of a breeze.
Yeah. So it looks like Brad's got a little bit of daylight here.
Fighting his way through. Down now. Yeah, okay.
Yep, really
putt.
capable approach shot. We'll also have a decision to make on the putt, but it looks like he's just inside the circle there. And Marshall
Smart.
uncharacteristically lays it up.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Good
angle
golf.
looks even worse now.
After having a frustrating miss.
Oh, Brian.
And
Oh, no.
question answered. Yes.
Oh, frowny face.
You will see some rollaways on this
Oh,
hole.
frowny face.
Making Marshall's decision look even smarter.
Oh, nice putt. Bryce.
Yeah. That's why I don't want to call him the Crusher, because he's such a good putter, too.
Well, maybe it's because he's a crusher because he also crushes chains in the basket.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure
Look
he's...
at this putt from Brad, too. No fear.
Wow.
He's got such a smooth putt. It looks like he's not putting a lot on it. I think he gets a fair bit of spin on it. So his putters just sort of float their way to the basket. It's really a thing of beauty when he gets it dialed up like that.
Mm-hmm. Especially into a wind.
Oh, yeah.
Very beneficial.
Yeah. Good cleanup.
Yep.
Again, really nice job by Marshall after having a frustrating hole to kind of tone it down and say, all right, plenty of holes of disc golf left to be played here.
Yeah, pretty good way to clean up the back nine.
Yeah.
Birdie and 3 pars.
Yeah.
What a putt. Oh, he's pumped.
Yeah, he's pumped. He's feeling it now.
Oh, awesome. Also, sick beard.
Yeah.
Sick beard.
So we
good.
have Brian has made his way to the top of the table here, -2 through 11. Austin Boga, young hotshot. He is also under par. They're the only 2 under par so far. He's through 11 holes. We got Bryce has made his way back to even par.
Cool.
To tie up with Devin and Jonathan, who have been near the top there. Marshall still kicking around. We got Keith, Rob, Eric Weeb, Xavier, Tomanek, and Josh Porter rounding out your leaderboard. Very compressed.
Yeah.
Going to be an exciting tournament here, Jeremy.
Oh, that's so cool. Looking forward to the back nine.
Yeah. Please like, subscribe, hit all the buttons. Just smash your keyboard.
Please.
Flail your mouse around wildly.
I did.
It all helps us.
And that's how I got here.
That's how Jeremy got here. We'll see you guys on the back nine.